Hey everyone, Shaedow here, and welcome to another Marvel Contest of Champions video. So we've come to the end of the series. This is the final chapter in Act 5.4. So it is Act 5.4.6. Alright, so we're going to go through this together. First up is going to be a Yellowjacket. I did look at some maps, so I knew this was a Yellowjacket going in. Which is why I chose my Starkey. Anytime I face Yellowjacket, if at all possible, I will go in with Starkey or OG Daredevil. OG Daredevil was the first person that I used to counter his stings since the update. Before the update on him, I was able to evade his L1 even at close range without any problem. Now, it's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes I can do it, most of the time I can't. You want to range him, and that makes it easier, but if you have an evade champion, use him. I mean, why make it harder for yourself? Work smarter, not harder. And down goes Yellowjacket. Nice, smooth, and easy. Alright, so now we choose the path that we are going to take, and I already knew which path I was going to take coming in here, and it will be the resistor rage path. Now I actually did do a practice run and tried the rage path, and I did get through it, but I was wrecked. Most of my champions were down, silly mistakes and that sort of thing, and really just not the right champions for that path. When I come back in through here, when I 100% it, I'm going to bring Voodoo, and I'm not sure who else I'll bring, but Voodoo should be a MVP for this. Alright, so I'm fighting Luke Cage. You see I hit him real quick so that I can get that indestructible on cooldown and build up the poise charges. Resistance does not really matter. You see I got hit with that heavy. If you have watched my videos, you know that this is a regular occurrence. When that happens, I cannot move. It acts like I do not have any points in dexterity and locks me in place. I swipe evade, he stands there, gets hit with the heavy, then everything seems to work better after that. This started happening, I forget which update it was, but there was an update, maybe 2 updates ago, when that started happening. At first I thought maybe I, just didn't swipe, but I really noticed it when the AI was very slow with their heavy and they held it for a while, and I actually had a chance to swipe back twice and it did not move. So then I knew for a fact it wasn't me but a bug. Headshot. And down goes Luke Cage. No match for Stark Spidey. Luke Cage is very easy to fight. The resistor makes him a little extra tough, but Starkey hits so hard that it really doesn't matter. I could have also used Hyperion for that fight as well. I wouldn't use Archangel, of course, because Luke Cage is bleed immune. So next up is Abomination, as you can see. And Hyperion is an Abomination Slayer. Hyperion is poison immune, so all that enhanced poison and his abilities makes no difference to Hyperion. And he just wrecks. Now, this fight should have been pretty simple and easy, but I had been playing for the past 30 minutes and my phone was really hot and performance was low, so I plugged it in, and when I plug it in and it's charging and I try to fight, I lag. So watch this. I evaded that heavy, no problem. They didn't lock me in place that time. Now I need to bait his special 2. Now what was that? Now I evaded back twice. It evaded once. He has a 2-part special 2. So after he does the first part, I wait, and as soon as he fires off that second part, I dash back. It would not let me. But it's all good, especially since I was lagging. I don't know if that was the phone that just basically got my input late. But after that, I decided not to push him to his L2 anymore and just bait out his special 1.
Brutality.
And down goes Abomination. Next up, we will be fighting Hulkbuster. Hulkbuster is very easy to fight. His L1 is extremely easy to evade, as long as evades are working properly. And his L2, I have not mastered evading that. So, as you see, I brought in Starkey. And up to now, I hadn't used any items, but I decided to just use a few level 2 potions on Starkey, just in case any more shenanigans take place. And if I'm not able to bait out that special 1 for some reason and end up pushing him to his special 2, Starkey is perfectly able to evade that special 2. So just a little bit of extra insurance for me. So as you can see, we're sitting here dancing. I'm building up those poise charges. Poise charges, if you're not aware, give Starkey more damage, a lot more damage, and they're also how he can use his taunt. Taunt will give the opponent a very, very strong reason to fire their special. I say it that way because it doesn't always work. Sometimes they still won't throw their special even though the taunt is on them, but Starkey needs poise charges in order to use that taunt. If he has no poise charges at all, then he cannot taunt them. You see the taunt debuff on them right now.
Finish him.
And down goes Hulkbuster. Now that taunt that I mentioned is also a reason that he is not ideal for fighting the Ultron boss at the end of this chapter. Now I watched Legend of Bobbin fight him with Starkey, and he took him out. Now I'm not as good of a fighter as Legend of Bobbin, so I wasn't planning on bringing Starkey in to that fight. He was here just to help me clear and get up to it. So here's the debut of my Archangel, at least for this quest. And of course Deadpool X-Force can be bled and poisoned, so Archangel rips him apart. So my thought here was to, bait out his specials and just let the poisons and the bleeds and the neurotoxins do their work. And everything was going just fine until I decided to let him get to his L2 and just bait that out. Oops. So all those bleeds and poisons and toxins pushed him to the threshold where he got that crazy power gain. And now I'm wrecked. Now I would love to blame the game for this, but this was all me. So I rushed and I made it to get to his L3. All I was trying to do was basically scratch him before I went out, because I already knew at this point I was gone.
Humiliating defeat.
And that was the end of my Archangel. On his debut, he didn't even take out a single opponent. So I brought in Hyperion to clean up Archangel's snafu. And since Deadpool X-Force is already below that threshold, I didn't have to worry about that crazy power gain anymore. So I just hit him hard, hit him fast. I pushed him to his L2. But as you see, he was very free with it. I hit him with that L1, put that Incinerate on. And it was all she wrote. That's okay, Deadpool. You go to sleep. Rest up. Next up, we'll be fighting Civil Warrior. And look at what happens right at the beginning. What was that? No parry, no block. He just tapped me in the face twice. Now, I went into this fight blind. I didn't actually know I was going to be facing Civil Warrior until I went in. But I brought Hyperion because I wanted to heal him up a little bit. It's almost like the game knew I wanted to heal him. And so it made sure that it tapped me real quick so any healing would be offset. But that's okay. So as you can see here, I'm trying to hold block, trying to get that healing, and he's going to be throwing his heavies. Look at that. Heavy back to back. And I'm trying again, and it did not work there. Civil Warrior reduces ability accuracy, and also if those charges wear out, even if I have already started holding my block, it will not regen. So finally, I got a regen. So now I go on the attack because I don't want to take block damage. Hyperion's regen is not that strong, but over the course of the fight, you know, it's pretty good. Just watch his health. You saw where his health was, and he took that 2-hit combo to the face right off. Alright, so I baited out that special 2, and I'm still regenning. I'm taking no hits. I'm trying to avoid the block damage, and look at his health now. Not bad, I would say. And I thought about trying to get another heal off, you know, waiting out that timer, but then I said, you know what? With the way the game is running right now, I better not try that. So I just said, you know, let me go in and just take out Civil Warrior and not worry about that healing at all.
Finish him.
And say goodnight to Civil Warrior, another victim at the hands of Hyperion. Alright, so next up we've got Rhino. And Rhino is easy to fight. Now, not sure if you guys are aware of this, but you know when Rhino dashes, he has a chance to go unblockable. That chance increases if the opponent is smaller in size. So like Raccoon, he has a very high chance to go unblockable on his dash against Raccoon. But this is Hyperion. He's not that small, right? So he shouldn't have that, you know, great of a chance. And I played it really close right there. I pushed him almost to his L3. But I was able to bait out that L2 and continue my attack. Now I want to get some healing in. And so I'm like, okay, let me keep going, work my way up to an L3 and, you know, fire that off, get the 3 celestial charges and try to heal. Shouldn't be too bad, right? You saw me do it in the previous fight. I should be able to get some good health and get almost back up to full. Alright, so here we go. I'm trying to heal, and of course he goes unblockable. I'm like, really? And you saw that I was able to get the heal off after that. But he had to hit me with that unblockable at least once, offset that healing that I was thinking I would get. But it's all good. Now I don't have to worry about trying to get the heal off. All I have to worry about is fighting Rhino like I know how to fight him. Stay in his face, keep him in that corner, bait out his special 1. If I push him to a special 2, bait that out as well. And wash, rinse, and repeat. Now the reason I fire off those L1s is because of course of the resistor, and that kind of bypasses the armor.
Fatality.
And down he goes. So that was the last fight on the resistor path. So next up we have Iron Fist. And as you can see there, he doesn't have any special nodes up. So you just go right on in and fight him like normal. He's very easy to fight. But look at that. You see how I'm taking block damage there? I didn't know what was going on. And so instead of trying to build poise charges up, which I normally would at the beginning of the fight, I just had to go in for the attack because it wasn't letting me evade. Alright? And so now it seems to have reset. Now you see how I took that second part of his 3-part special on a block? I don't know what was going on. Now when he did it again, I was able to evade just fine. But the previous one, I don't know what was going on. I remember that there was a bug that was similar to that where the second evade just didn't work. It feels something like that, but not quite. But it's all good. I didn't get wrecked. I took some block damage, but we got him down, no problem. A fight that should have been far easier even than it was. Alright, so next up, you can see the nodes, nothing too crazy with Thor here. So we didn't get off to a great start. I missed that parry and took block damage. But It's all good. I don't even know if it was because of lag or just me mistiming it. Don't care at this point. All I want to do is get done. I'm very close to the boss at this point, and so I just want to get him down as fast as possible. Both his specials are easy to evade, but if you get hit with one or two, you can get wrecked real fast. If I got hit with his L1, I would get stunned, and I would more than likely not ever come out of that stun. So Hyperion is low in health, so I decided to try to heal him up a little bit. Got the regen off, and so now at this point, all I'm trying to do is take as little block damage as I possibly can while he regens up. So you see here, I am going to bait out his special one. But even so, I'm going to still keep away from him. I'm not trying to bait out his special. I'm just watching that timer, waiting for it to go down. Okay, now go in for the attack, build up my poise charges, and it's going to be lights out for Thor.
Flawless victory.
And down he goes. Now, I'm not sure if I kept the recording where I actually saw that revive, but I was looking forward to getting that revive. Alright, so now we only have one fight left before Ultron, and that's going to be Spider-Man Stark Enhanced. As you can see, he doesn't have any crazy nodes, but he can still be annoying. So I went in with Hyperion, and Hyperion being a cosmic champion, any hit will shut down Starky's AI. Speaking of hits, ow! I don't know what happened there. I think I just mistimed the parry. It's really hard to tell. But in any case, Hyperion is resilient. He bounced back. I put some L1s on it, little Starky, and it's going to be lights out.
Headshot.
You sleep. You did good. So now we have Ultron. This is the first time that I am facing this Ultron. I have seen some videos. This is why I brought in Loki and Medusa. You can see that I did not use either of those. I was holding those for this Ultron. You can see the buffs that this Ultron has. So as is my custom, I did not start this fight with either Medusa or Loki because I brought them in for this Ultron. Instead, I wanted to get a little practice, so I would bring in my other champions first, just to, you know, get a little feel for the fight. And
oh hell no!
And then look at that. Two things, very bad start, and it's already over. Not a whole lot of practice to be had, so I just tried to do as much damage as I could. That first heavy, same thing as what happened earlier in the video. I couldn't evade it. I was locked in place. And the second thing was just a parry where you don't want to parry him, and randomly he got the power gain, which is the worst one to get, as you can see why. So it's all good. Didn't get a whole lot of practice in, so I said, all right, time to bring in Loki, because I did not want to play around with Starky. So now I'm determined not to parry him. So initially my plan was to get to his L3, fire that off, and then the fight is pretty much won. I can parry, throw a heavy to refresh the curse, and just pretty much wreck him at that point. But I saw an opportunity here, or so I thought, to steal one of his buffs. It didn't work. So then I said, alright, well now I gotta try to build up to this L3.
Look out.
And as you saw, it didn't work out. He evaded and just ripped me apart. So now it's time for Medusa, and it's all about getting that armor shatter on him. Once I get the armor shatter on him, the fight should be over with. So let's see how I did.
Okay. You've made a mistake saying I cannot run this race. It's playtime. I'm gonna crush your face. This is not a phase. Hey guys, I know you feel that bass. Roll with that. till you see my face rising from a thick layer of fog at midnight. There's a time and a place to kill it. I spill it, leak documents from a flaming tongue. Rappers acting so saintly when not long ago you were baking, cuz. And now they catch the aroma, wonder what the kid is baking up. Had a little secret ingredient they're needing is something for waking up. My flow was caffeine and I'm the black king of spades. Among smaller cards and that scream you hear is mad heat. I am the daddy of cracking the bones of the flashiest chic. No given as I grow up in a robust prison. Everything I think I need is already given. For some reason I am hardly living. Physical needs are what can't be controlled. Give a kid candy, take away his soul. Can't tell the difference between hot and cold. My senses are dipped and I'm sold. But as the credits start to roll, I wake up and I miss the movie. The people around me are swarming like they just saw something that's adoring. Now they're telling me that I missed a lot and I gotta go back and see it. Yeah, everyone who was watching came at that with a crooked demeanor. These subtleties and half-truths are running my country at large. Shipping this garbage by every ocean, I'm about to sink the barge. Health, war, famine, and money, get rid of those and we have no country. What happened to thinking people love me? These relationships feel so ugly. It's like we're speaking on the surface, but something sounds scripted about all the verbiage. Like everything we think came from another person and we didn't take time to think if it's worth it. To act as a service to only a few human perspectives. Now we got humanity's section by politics, culture, religion, perspective. None of us have accurate depth perception. It's been messed with and I feel headless. No wonder I'm trying to convert that dude in the uniform to a dead bitch. Get this, my head is full of death cause it's a dead ship full of phantoms and redness on the walls from bloodshed. No angels left in heaven and in turn I'm the one they sent in. Close your eyes and get in. This is one hell of a head trip. Most isolated, now watch that echo. I'm isolated everywhere like presto. I don't really know how to keep a friend. Something that they don't get though. And that sparks like Roscoe. Now I'm f***ing with all your heads, yo. Through the scope rooftop and I'm bent low. Between heaven and ghetto. It appears that I'm on top now. Figured out there's layers to this. Applied to the cycle now I can keep riding vibrant fineness when I pipe these hits. And I like this shit. Feels good expelling this energy. Anyone who comes next way looking for trouble is immediately gonna be sent to me.
And that is Act 5.4.6 done. So I have Act 5 completed. I actually went through 5.1, 2, and 3, and I've already 100%ed them. So as soon as I 100% this, I will be done. And look at those rewards. I had seen them before, but I forgot that I got that many T2 alphas and that 5-star crystal. And of course I will open that up in my next crystal opening, which is coming very soon, so you won't have to wait that long. So if you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you did, please consider smashing that like button. It really helps me out. If you have not subscribed to the channel already, please consider giving me a subscription. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought about this video. If you want to help support the channel, look in my description and you will see a link to my Patreon account and you can become a patron of this channel. And you guys have a blessed day.